Vice President Dick Cheney was in Grand Rapids tonight promoting his new book, In My Time, a personal and political memoir. The event was private, but 24-hour News 8's Rick Albin brings us inside now as the Ford Foundation hosted Dick Cheney.
Much of the attention surrounding the former vice president's book surrounds the 8 years of historic significance that he served with George W. Bush in the White House. But Dick Cheney has spent 40 years in Washington. He's been in Congress, a chief of staff. He has been Secretary of Defense and served 4 administrations. Cheney talked about those early years in Washington as a very young chief of staff for President Gerald R. Ford.
But I can remember the day my parents showed up to visit, and I took them into the Oval Office to meet the President of the United States. I mean, you talk about 2 people surprised at what had happened to me with my life. You know, it was like I had to prove it. And no, it's really the President, Dad. So we went in and we had a great time. I still got the picture of the President meeting with my folks and our 2 girls, Liz and Mary, and Lynn. We were all there. He couldn't get over how well preserved my dad was. And he kept talking. He said, you know, gee, your dad really looks good for a guy his age. And he's really held up amazingly well. Well, the truth was, my folks were both younger than the President. And he didn't know that when he hired me. But eventually he got it figured out that I was a little bit on the green side, but he never let that stop it.
The former vice president has been making a number of stops in support of his new book, including one just yesterday at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library. In Grand Rapids, I'm Rick Albin, 24-hour News 8.